Hey there, it's Jenny B from vitalitybyjenny.com, and I am getting ready to make me a giant stack of pancakes. Well, maybe not this giant, but it's going to be a big stack of pancakes. And so this made me want to talk to you real quick before I do that about being perfect or being on your diet 100% of the time. Because I am not perfect, and I wanted you guys to know that. I am definitely not perfect. There's times when I eat things that I know I shouldn't be eating for health. And like pancakes, they're low in fat and they're high in carbs and all of that's great. But of course they're made from, processed foods. The whole wheat flour is a processed food. And so it's not as good as if I were to be eating just the whole grains themselves before they had been processed. So I realized that it's not the healthiest thing that I could be eating under the planet, but I was craving pancakes. I'm very hungry, and I wanted to splurge a little bit. So I'm making a big green juice first, and then I'm going to eat a bunch of pancakes, but to help myself feel better about the decision, no. But no, anyway, so it just brought up the whole idea of the 90-10 rule. And you may have heard about it. Some people do 80-20, some say 90-10, but it's just the whole idea that 90% of the time you are sticking to your diet, and the other 10% of the time you're just kind of doing what makes you happy. And there's a lot of people that are proponents of this way of eating, and so I just wanted to give you my thoughts on it. So I am not necessarily a proponent of 90-10. I actually feel like I am constantly striving for 100%. But I've also learned, as I've traveled this journey for a long time now, not a long time, but for several years now I've been doing this, and if I am not allowing myself to be a little bit lenient when I feel the need arise, and this is not all the time, we're not talking about an everyday kind of occurrence here, but when I feel like my diet is constricting me, when I feel like it's uptight, then if I don't give a little bit, if I'm having a strong craving for something a little bit outside of what I normally eat, if I don't give a little bit, then I know that eventually I will end up binging, because I'll just want to rebel against myself. And I know it doesn't make sense logically, but I've seen that pattern repeat for me. And so if I just let myself give a little bit, then I don't actually binge. So that little, 10%, which is probably more like 5% for me, or so, just that little bit helps me to stay on track more, if that makes sense. But this is something that you need to play around with. If you decide for yourself that you can be a little bit lenient sometimes, and that ends up making you go off, you could be a little bit lenient, and then you be a little bit more lenient and a little bit more lenient, and it becomes a slippery slope for you, then maybe the 90-10 thing isn't the right thing for you. Maybe you need to say to yourself, no, I am 100% and that's all I'm going to do. It's 100%, nothing else. And that black and white is what you need to really stick to something healthy. Then that's what works for you. I just know that if I try to do 100% and tell myself that I'm only 100%, and then I, start feeling that rebellious moment, and I even slip up just a little, then oh my gosh, it is all over for several days or more. I will binge. And so it's just something that you want to play around with, see through your process what's working for you, and these kinds of things may change. I am always striving to be 100% on the goals that I have set for myself. Always striving for that 100%. And I'm always challenging myself to take it a little bit further. Like recently I did a no-fat challenge, and I've been challenging myself to go a couple days without salt recently, and just these little challenges here and there to really push those boundaries so that I get even further along, than if I were just being content with where I was at. So I'm always kind of pushing things and trying to tweak things and get myself even healthier. But I also want to enjoy the process. I really don't want it to be something I dread. I don't want to be, hating my diet along the way. So this is one of those tools that I've found that really helps me to create balance and to maintain sanity and happiness while being a very healthy person. And so it's little things like that that really make a difference long term. So play with this idea, play with being either 100% or play with being 90-10, those kinds of different ideas, and see how you respond and see what works for you. And I would love to hear if there's any other tools that help keep you on your healthy track without falling off. If you have any of them, then please leave the details in the comments below. I would love, love, love to hear about them, and I'm sure so would everyone else. I love you guys. If you would like a free recipe ebook to get started on the low-fat, high-raw diet, then you can jump on over to www.happysexyhealthy.net and grab it right there. I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.